Have you ever heard of fouseytube? Well, no, me really neither, to be honest. It's been a while, but I've seen him around, I think. This little guy started on YouTube with pranks, and now he has gone full circle back to pranks. But instead of them being pranks, it's just harassment. fouseytube has been in the spotlight many times on YouTube and has been in trouble many times on YouTube and just in general with the internet. He's been canceled a lot. He's had a lot of sort of second comings. He's had a lot of different moments in which he's risen again, and it's interesting to me. The man gets a little taste of fame, a little taste of fortune again, and he gets canceled for the 1000th time recently, and he still hasn't learned. It's unbelievable. So let's get into what's been happening with fouseytube. It's pretty fucked up. Like really fucked up. Like really bad, actually. Really bad and interesting. Fousey is no stranger of hitting low points. From 2016 to 2018, he hit multiple lows. And in his posting and presence during that time, you can see the trajectory of his mental health. It's not bad. A lot of people have described him as manic. A lot of the people that I know, for example, Keemstar, does not like Fousey at all, and was one of Fousey's close friends. The point is, what we're seeing now with these headlines is kind of what we've seen in the past, and we can see that there's going to be a similar trajectory as there was. It's going to be bad. This is not going to be good. I hope there is some kind of intervention, because it's getting fucking wild. Dude is destroying his career in a new way every single day. Hopefully someone steps in, and someone should have stepped in a long time ago. But anyways, so if you are unaware of who Fousey is, God bless you for one. He has 9 million subscribers on YouTube. He did a bunch of Middle Eastern parent videos, which is, man, that's funny. He did some pranks that, wow, God, those are very funny pranks. I love prank. Big time prank make me horny and very aroused. Fousey even did a try not to laugh with Kevin Hart, if that's an example of where this man was at some point. He was one of those YouTuber guys that just somehow magically became acquainted with famous people. How the f is that even possible? We're in different worlds. Back in the day, after doing all this stuff, he posted a scripted short film about dealing with depression, which was pretty interesting, and he took a break after that. And when he did finally post again, he let everyone know that he was struggling with some stuff and missing some incredibly important things in his life, such as love, self-love, and many other crucial things that are required in order to have a well-rounded and healthy personality and be a well-rounded and healthy individual.
I was missing love, self-love, self-respect, self-worth.
Things that I have in abundance that I would be willing to share with you for a small fee if you join my Gump Club. If you join the Gump Club, you get a lot of cool stuff. It's not real though, so I'm sorry. That was an ad for something that's not real. But should it be real? Gump Club. I'll teach you how to be a man. Just kidding. I'm a big Fousey seems to be the type of individual that attaches their self-worth to their performance in what they're doing. And in his case, it is making YouTube videos. The performance of his channel, he is attached to his self-worth. I do that as well, but to a lesser extent. If my channel got deleted right now, I would have to fire a lot of my people that I love, but at the same time, I would be free. Free! And I've had to stop myself from deleting my channel like 15 times now. Not out of just manic depression states or anything. I just don't want to do this sometimes. But the last year's been good. Anyways, back to Fousey. Sorry. Back in the day, Fousey's channel went from getting a lot of views to not that many views. Still a lot, but not as many. But when he came back, they went back up again before they fell yet again, going back below 1 million. I can't imagine getting every video just above 1 million views. That's ridiculous. Dude was really relevant and cool, and he squandered all that. All of Fousey's issues, this was all 2016, 2017. All of Fousey's issues came to a head in 2018 when he went off the rails. He created an event that he believed was going to be the next Coachella. This man clearly not living in reality at this point. It was called the Hate Dies, Love Arrives event. And it was supposed to be inspiring to his followers. And the only thing that it really truly inspired was the fact that therapists should be working the event, making sure everyone is okay there, because it's crazy. This is insane. This event was terrible. Look at this cringe performance.
over here, lit like a big. All these bitches on my dick. Wanna fuck me and they thick. And get on with the shit.
Also, not very many people showed up either. Not good. The stream got cut in the middle of the event. Also not good. Funny, but not good. There were even theories that stated Fousey cut the stream himself because he was just unstable. And that is a theory from Sam Pepper.
He gets so scared. The power cut. It's like his mind.
Hey, this is a little
You're
too
saying this is planned?
This isn't a good. This is the fousey cheese.
Wait, you think this is planned?
An absolute fucking idiot, by the way. So who knows if that's real. There were also news reports saying that some threats were made against the event as well, which is why it got shut down.
What happened is some kind of generic threat, possibly a prank. There was some murmurs of possibly a suspicious package or something.
But everyone moved out into the parking lot once the event got shut down. And it broke down quickly, violently, and it got really, really, really bad. And this is when Keem was first kind of involved in the whole scenario. He brought a film crew out there to make a documentary about the event. Hate dies, love arrives. And that's where most of the footage that we have of all this stuff happening comes from. Fousey was kind of fine with it the whole time, you know? He seemed good in the preparation videos, behind the scenes, the event itself. While it was ongoing, he seemed good. Then, when the event gets shut down, he starts to lose his cool, it seems like. He tells Keem, I love him. He told Keem that he was there to help make a dream a reality.
I'm looking at you dead in the motherfucking eye. I'm not hiding behind Twitter. I love you. I love you. Keem is here helping me turn this dream into a reality.
But that attitude didn't last very long. He stripped off his clothing and performed a song.
They're gonna call me crazy because it's higher level thinking. But it's higher level thinking because you're thinking clearly.
The mood got really weird. And then moments later, after saying this, he says that Keem is just trying to profit off of him, whether or not he succeeds or fails by making the documentary, which is true. I mean, that is true. That's the point of making a documentary. You're going to profit regardless, but I don't know if that's his intentions from the very beginning. TBH. Ooh, and then he drops fire on Killer Keemstar, guys. This is crazy. I got to watch this again.
You're heating up your breakfast when I'm heating up my dinner. He burning in the summer while I'm bundled up in the winter.
I mean, that was some fire he just dropped on Keemstar. And then he says that Keem made him want to commit unalive personal of himself. Bad, very bad.
You want to commit suicide last year. I wanted to kill myself because of all the attention you gave me.
That is very bad. That is a very bad thing to throw at someone. That is less funny than the cringe lines from before. And then this follows with a screech, guys, that everyone knows.
That what you put into my head made me want to kill myself.
Very strange. Very strange. That screaming that, not good. Not good. That's a man who is very clearly, he needs help bad. Pretty badly. Wow, what a weird departure from this.
I love you.
He then had a crazy rant in an interview with Keem that was unhinged, and then he said he would be leaving social media.
Shame on y'all! You should have been trying to help me! From this point forward, you're not gonna see me doing that shit. You're not gonna see me on social media. All my moves, outside of this one that's gonna cause a catastrophic effect for my life, all of them are gonna be made in silence through my friends and family.
Clearly, looking back, this is a man who was in the middle of a manic episode. His event just got shut down. He was being confronted by a lot of sources of trauma, things causing him stress. Keemstar standing in front of him. The man who ruined his life, apparently, who made him want to do bad things to himself because he exposed that his pranks were fake. What a wild land YouTube was back in that era. Come on, my children. Let us go. Let us scuttle forth. Because that is what we do. Tonight, we dine on the bottom of the ocean. I miss it. Now, to be clear, this is not intended to make fun of someone's problems that they're obviously not fully in control of. It is a public thing, so it's not that bad. You know, there's no prying, really. The dude is incredibly public with all of his shit. But I don't want to make fun. I want to just show you guys the pattern that exists within Fousey that has extended, in my opinion, to today, and things are going down the same exact path. Circle back to 2018. As soon as he promised to leave social media, he said he wanted to give away his channel when he hit 10 million subscribers, which is interesting. And then it ended with him getting help, which is fucking awesome. He really changed a lot. He eventually fought Deji, which was cool. He started boxing, he started working out, and he eventually came back to social media. It seemed pretty cool. Fousey came back strong, too. He removed bans from any viewers and removed words from censorship. A great way to get started. A sexy way to get started back into the limelight. And he seemed to be doing pretty damn well. He was uploading consistently. His viewership wasn't as good, but still, it's great. People would kill for this relevancy. He made a couple series where he went to people's houses, which is cool. Maybe the worst picture of Logan Paul that exists, by the way. The next big step in Fousey's life seemed to be him desiring a reconnection with his faith. All right, guys. Am I still a Muslim? The truth. And he's crying in the thumbnail. I think he is a Muslim. He talks about that a lot in podcast interviews. And then he fought Deji, okay? And then we're here now. He's a streamer now, guys. Like a year ago, he fought Deji. Now he's streaming again. Ooh, so here comes the scary stuff. He's making a lot of the same mistakes that he did back in the day now. It is not good, guys. Back in the Hate Dies, Love Arrives era of Fousey, he promoted the event promising that Drake was going to be there. And Drake wasn't even in the state at the time of the event, and he had no idea who Fousey was. It seemed like Fousey was trying to use some kind of attraction, some kind of law of attraction maybe he believes in, to get Drake to come over to his house or whatever. And he's kind of still doing the same shit, but this time, instead of with Drake, with Drizzy from the 6, he's doing it with Steve Will Do It. The opposite of Drake. Literally. Dude is insisting Steve Will Do It will be on his stream, fly out to Vegas, and he's added him like 20 fucking times. It appears wild. This is just a couple days ago. Thank you, Steve Will Do It. Ice Bath brought to the G7. I don't know what any of this stuff is, guys. I don't know what any of this stuff is. But it seems like Steve Will Do It is coming. Oh, wait, no, he actually is not.
Before the internet spins it, I know I promised you guys that Steve Will Do It would be on my stream today. He did give me confirmation, but shit came up. Apparently, I was in denial this whole time. I thought he was gonna just saying he wasn't coming today and coming tomorrow because he was gonna surprise me, but it's starting to hit me now and I'm in my feelings.
That's not good. That's kind of sad. Another massive debate that involves Fousey is him and his ownership of Happy Punch, a boxing org. And Fousey claims he was pushed out by Keem. Okay, this has started a big debate. I don't really know a lot about this, so I'm not going to speak too much on it. Keem told me in an interview during a podcast that I have with Some Ordinary Gamers that he paid him a lot of money for his percentage of Happy Punch, even as a co-founder. So I don't really know the truth. I don't think it's a good idea to start a business with anyone, really, especially not someone who you have a turbulent past with. I think it's always going to end poorly. And if Keem supposedly made Fousey so sad to the point he wanted to unalive himself, that's probably a good indicator to not go into business together. And now allegedly Keem has scammed Fousey of his ownership of Happy Punch. Even Harley Morgenstein of Epic Mealtime, who recently followed me, by the way. I like him a lot. Big fan of his. Big, hairy, sexy man. You allegedly scammed Fousey out of Happy Punch. You tricked Jitty into ride exclusively for 1% of Happy Punch, a company worth $0. I saw you try and pressure Kavos to verbally agree to a deal you were pitching when he told you no. You take business personally. It's a red flag. A lot of people do not like Keemstar at all. And Keem responded to this in classic Keemstar fashion. He explained that despite being half owner, Fousey, but he didn't put in any work, he was forced to buy out Fousey's shares and left him with 5%.
Fousey is a liar. He's a flat-out fucking liar, living in an alternative reality, which we'll touch on in a little bit. We have paperwork, and I sent him money buying his shares. And the only reason why we even got to that point is because Fousey as a business partner, had so many empty promises, never came to work, never came to do his duties in the company. So I was left with no option other than to buy his shares.
Now I have a business and I understand how tough it is to run a business and the amount of money that has to go into a business and continue to go into a business to build it is tough. And I think it's pretty much always easier when it's just you, or you have like investors, silent partners, something like that. So this whole situation seems like there's a lot of hearsay, right? We're not really going to get to the bottom of it. It's tough as f- to run a business, and it's incredibly tough to run a business that's built on sweat equity. If you have two co-founders and one of them isn't working as hard as the other one, it's like, who's to judge, really, you know? The truth, in my opinion, probably lies somewhere in the middle of Fousey's side and somewhere in the middle of Keem's side. But they probably shouldn't have gotten into business in the first place. In my opinion. I don't really know much about stuff, though. But it just seems logical. Oh, God. It's just getting started for Fousey, though. This is just some of the drama and shit that's been going on. And by the way, that whole thing, that's not an L for Fousey. That's just another thing to add to the turbulence of his life that's making him freak out. The drunk girl is the next part. Okay, he's been canceled for this, and it's pretty fucking bad. Like before, when Fousey has been canceled and disappears without a trace for a while and then comes back jacked with a new mindset and a new religion, ready to take on the world in a completely new vegetation quest. As of this current return, his live streaming arc, he has been consistently recording everything going on in his life for a while now and streaming it on Kick, a great website that I love and would love to have a contract with, if they want to pay me a lot of money, of course. I have 4.6 million subscribers. I would stream. I'm pretty funny, to be honest, and I promise I won't say anything f***ed up, at least for a little while. So please tag them and tell them, guys, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Maybe do that. I don't know. Don't do that. This motherfucker's been live streaming his life basically 24/7 for months now, and it's not good. Something is bound to happen bad in that period of time. I tell you what, man, you guys see me jacking off every day, multiple times a day if I was streaming live like that. The first kind of big thing that caught everyone's attention during this live streaming G7 Expo Summit fucking weird arc was that Fousey mistreated a woman he found at the airport. A sweet moment turned very sour and weird. Things come off as fun and lighthearted initially, and then the woman mentions that she was trafficked. And that is a fucking travesty, right? That is terrible. And it's impossible to even relate to that as a guy, just a dude who's never had anything really bad happen to me. It's impossible for me to relate to that. So seeing Fousey, someone who's had much more storied past than I have, interact with this person, it could have been a really great thing, or an interesting thing, or a learning moment, something like that. But it's not that at all. It's bad. It's bad. It's very fucking disgusting and bad. On August 6th, the moment began when a drunk woman laughed at one of Fousey's jokes. He sat with her, exchanged a few laughs, some common courtesies, small talk, etc. The environment was a little weird and creepy to me because she's a clearly drunk person and he's sober, and weird, very strange to be. I just don't like talking to drunk people in general, but you know. He starts to ask her to kiss him, and she continues to do so. Okay, guys? And then she brings up that she was sold into this trade.
So I got sold into the sex trade.
You got sold in the sex trade? I actually care about this shit because I'm like an advocate for like against sex trading and all that shit. What happened?
He was trying to make me a lot lizard recently.
A what?
Yeah, a lot lizard. I like it.
Yeah, I get it.
He changed the mood and sends her $300 and then shows the camera off. Maybe to look like a good guy or something like that. I'm not totally sure.
Can I pay for your tattoo removal? I know you don't want me to, but I'm asking you, I want to. God gave me a platform right now, and I'm helping a lot of people in life. I gave out $1,000 in Toronto, $3,000, just giving out. I want to help people. I don't want you to have that tattoo on you anymore if that brings you that much pain. Can I pay for your tattoo removal? Thank you. What's your Cash App or anything?
This is when it gets very interesting. They both start crying and talk about the issues that they've had and sort of some of them that they've shared in the past. Fousey stated that he was a addict and struggled with that. He then asks her if they can talk off camera for a bit, and they step away and start making out. He returns, asks the bartender to watch their stuff so he can buy her stuff from the convenience store before the flight, and they leave the camera for like 10 minutes, and then Fousey returns and says, "Just join the Mile High Club." Now, if you guys know what that is, I thought the Mile High Club was when you do the deed in an airplane, a mile up, right? That's what I thought it is. I didn't think that was doing the deed in an airport. So I was confused. A lot of people were, because it's fucking weird and creepy to have a conversation about someone who says that they were just trafficked, and then you allegedly join the Mile High Club with them right after, and they're drunk. That's fucking very bizarre.
Can I talk to you privately off camera for a second? Of course. Come with me. Can you watch our stuff for a second? Make sure nobody takes anything.
I got you, buddy.
Thank you, brother. I'm gonna turn it to you, all right? I'm gonna go walk with her real quick. I'm gonna buy her stuff from the convenience store. She needs some stuff before her flight.
Got you.
Thank you, brother. I just joined the Mile High Club. And I know it doesn't count as the Mile High Club because I was in the airport, but I still joined it. I swear to God.
And the chat doesn't like this all that much. But later on, he even tells her what he said and says that he was joking and doing a prank at her expense. And even if they didn't actually do anything, that's still very f***ed up and weird and insane and not funny at all and stupid. He starts to apologize a lot for it, right? And she's drunk, she's under the influence, but says it's fine. But who knows what she thinks now that she's sobered up, and maybe this could be a completely different situation in her head now. The fact still remains that Fousey was fucking weird and kind of messing with someone under the influence, using them to kiss and then saying, join the Mile High Club. Haha, very funny.
Hey, and by the way, to everybody I was joking around with before, it was actually a prank, so please respect her and don't disrespect her right now.
And also gave her $300. From the outside, it looks like a man paid a woman, an ex-trafficked woman, to basically have sex with him at the airport. And like, I don't understand what optics you're going for in this situation, but they all seem pretty bad. TBH. Heavy on the Mugu, light on the Guy Pan. It also seems like it was as bad as it seemed, because he talks to his therapist on the phone and talks about his sobriety and his sex addiction. And then his therapist completely exposes him and says he was sober until the airport. And he got really quiet and weird, and then says he loves her, and then, the phone, to hang up the phone. Wow. Lying right to the audience. Not good, man. Never lie to a therapist.
You've been sober until that thing in the airport. I know that. Right?
Love you, Susie.
Yeah, I love you.
Bye.
Youch. 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 Youcha! Ooh, sober until that thing in the airport. Wow, man. He also says that he didn't even touch her, but he literally did, and there's video of it, and like live streaming and the pictures, and he's using his hands to grab her rump. But I don't know. Maybe he didn't touch her. Maybe it was hover handing. Then has some crazy epic manic rage episodes on stream right after. He yelled at a fucking fan following him in the mall and just started screaming at him at the top of his lungs.
Hello. What? The restaurant is in here. Okay. Somebody leave me. Look what's happening right now.
Dude, relax. He also takes some rage out on his crew, asking them why they don't protect his image because he loses his mind like Kanye, compares himself to fucking Kanye and admits to needing babysitters. What the because he can't just act normal.
You gotta help protect my image. I'm bad. I'm like Kanye. I lose my mind. I need people around me to protect my image.
Yes, that's weird. What a way to just sort of off-put responsibility. Interesting. This seems maybe like a consistent set of behavior that will not go away. That actually a lot of creators exhibit, to be honest, and famous people. This man implies because of his own mental disabilities, he needs handlers to take care of him and watch his every single move. That, bro, admitting to that, don't live stream your life then. Go get fucking help and go relax, do something else. Don't do this thing that makes people crazy in general. Fousey then goes into a restaurant and states him and his buddy Ross need to have a very important conversation.
Stay here with Kitty. I'll be right back. Yeah. Me and Ross have to have a really important talk of what happened. What's wrong with you? Huh? What's wrong? Oh, I'm good. Really? Yeah.
Wait, can I be in on the spot?
Oh, brother.
Weird. So he's like kind of he's like, smile. Come on, dude. Don't be so weird. Chill out a little bit, Fousey. His poor cameraman. Turn that frown upside down, buddy. But he says it in like a supervillain type of way, an egomaniacal type of way. I assume the conversation he's having with Ross is Ross telling him to shut the fuck up, because this is the end of this man's career very soon if he doesn't just shut the fuck up. Because people like me make videos on him. After they leave the restaurant and start walking around, he has another manic episode and starts stuttering a bit. He yells at Peter and asks him what he said. Doesn't let him run off. Then he runs to the fence and pretends he's gonna jump it. This is crazy wild. This is not like a sober person, in my opinion.
I thought you left to get the aux cord.
No, you guys left. Oh, Yusuf!
fell.
Yeah, let's not record that anymore. Let's get that poor man help. Guy's just having a bunch of outbursts, starts running in the street, jaywalking. He starts meditating at a bar. I mean, this is wild. This guy's genuinely a wild card. Like, truly crazy. Is it all a bit? What the is going on? I think it's not a bit. I don't think a normal person does a bit like this. You'd have to be a lunatic to make people this uncomfortable consistently. And aside from this, there's just some more random shit. He's always screaming. He's a 33-year-old man. He acts like a crying child. He's just an absolute menace. There's so many clips of him being a fucking menace in public. It doesn't make sense. He's also banned off Twitch a couple times, and he's on Kick now. He allegedly had a $15 million deal. Keem says it wasn't a $15 million deal. He's getting money and fame and support for all this crazy shit. It's going to end really badly, in my opinion. Oh, by the way, one of the Twitch bans was for this.
Oh shit, I forgot. How am I supposed to send this shit out?
He just pretends to crash, and then drives recklessly, and then just like falls asleep or whatever for a bit. Another one of these funny bits. I'd be fucking scared for my life to be in the passenger seat with this guy. In conclusion, it seems like this man cannot keep out of trouble or prevent himself from having a manic episode, take care of himself to the extent where he just doesn't have a manic episode or doesn't do something that involves him getting canceled. He needs to spend a lot more time in therapy and get the fuck off the internet, log off, in my opinion. Come on, man. Or at least use the influence for good. I just see this getting way worse. Let me know what you guys think. Or don't. I don't really care.